I've hit record. It's Wednesday morning here in New Zealand, 29th of July. I think just about 4 days to go till we start zooming around the world, taking this exciting journey around the world. And I've got Mark Appleford here from Scotland, who's going to be teaching a session of flowing Zen between 1 and 2 on Sunday the 2nd. So Mark, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having this pod. Thanks for doing this. It's really good that you wanted to share this and kind of helping people.
Yeah. So I met Mark a couple of years ago in the UK at a Qigong conference. Was it 2 years ago?
2 years, yeah.
2 years
ago. 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So it's nice, real nice to connect with you. So can you give us a little intro of your session?
Yeah, so basically the full title of my class is Flowing Zen, the Art of Play. And it's by kind of returning to those states when we were young, of when we would play and we'd be kind of free, we'd be in our hearts. We wouldn't be overthinking, we'd be fully present and experiencing. Which is why, Flowing Zen is an apt term for this. Now, that's one of those things that we need to remember, is that when we were actually playing as kids, it was with a sense of ease, a sense of understanding. Kids would lose their temper and then they can come back in, be very much in the moment. Now, what that actually means is that, we had, that to me is that this sense of play that we have as kids gives us a fantastic foundation. It's actually hardwired into our bodies and our minds from the Western modern point of view. In Chinese or kind of more ancient wisdom, our hearts were much more open, everything was aligned in harmony and unity. But what's happened is that as we've gotten older, we've forgotten how to play. We've forgotten the idea of coming back to who we were. And if we can just tap in and play, get into that sense of being playful, we're going to naturally circumvent a whole bunch of conditioning and come back to that more original nature that we developed as kids when we were playing. It's in our nervous system. As we come back to that part of who of who we are and we experience things fully. We've all seen that part when we're happy, or things are we naturally flow. Things are really easy, and if we can learn how to play in an adult way in our context, that can be simple as much as kind of going to a good comedian, understanding. Even just doing something that we enjoy and being fully present in it. So that's kind of what my class is going to be about. We're going to be looking at how we can look at some ways of embodying ourselves in gameplay, and then we're going to look at how the mind aspect will tie in, how we can carry that feeling with us forward, and bring them together. So we really get that understanding and realization of, oh, actually, I can return to this. It may take time with my head and monkey mind getting in the way, but actually coming back to doing something in an act or an environment, then it's easy to do. We can get there, and I can return to that childlike nature.
Nice.
So
cool. It's the middle of the night for me, so I'm gonna see the recording of that and do that. So I love that idea of playing, coming back to just real simple childhood.
Yeah.
Stuff. Fantastic. Yeah
very much so.
Yeah, that's really cool. What's embodiment?
So that's a really good question. For me, when I look at things from embodiment and stuff like that, for me it's a state, it's a sensation, it's all kinds of things that has been explained, can be explained in a more modern context, in an ancient, more traditional context. It's the same thing, though. The language and the lenses that is kind of seen through are just different. So embodiment could be kind of in the more modern sense. It's like, it's a kind of neurological and the systems that are kind of connected that are affected by that. So things like the neuromuscular system, pain, how we receive and understand all of that, how we connect the gut, the heart, and the neurological tissue and all of that together, how we breathe and how that affects kind of our automatic nervous system and all that kind of stuff. Or can be explained in terms of kind of sensation, wisdom, and a deep knowing that can come to more of and the ancient traditions. So meditation and understanding and the whole thing that can come through. It's the same kind of thing. What I would say is that with a lot of stuff about more modern things is that they're too focused on the physiological, trying to explain everything physiological. They lose the essence of spirit. We talk about mind, but then it's like that part, that deep knowing that goes beyond cognition and thoughts and words. Where the more ancient traditions, they really work with this. They really understand that this is a part to get to. And it's my opinion that many people focus too much on seeking spirit and not understand that to really get there, there has to be harmony between mind and body, or mind, energy, and body. That's how you kind of start to refine the ability to touch spirit. When all this is in harmony, or in union, and by that means I don't mean completely kind of 100%. It's just there's a connection that runs through everything that allows you to touch something that is beyond your thoughts. So for example, in a more modern context, there's lots of things that help you there's lots of techniques and skills and strategies to help you manage your thoughts from a health, from a coaching or kind of performance point of view. And those are really useful to help kind of calm the thoughts that allow you to get into your body. And there's that kind of communication system, which could be called energy or qi from a Chinese philosophical point of view. But it's the same thing, that when everything is in harmony, communication between mind, energy, and body are really good, then you can start to connect something beyond yourself understanding. I'll give you a simple example, okay? So everything is energy, but many people take that as a mystical term. But actually, when you start breaking energy down into its components, so like we're having a discussion just now with sound, that's a type of energy. Visual, that we're not seeing each other in presence, but we are seeing everything in light, sight, all that kind of things. That's a type of interconnection of energy. And embodiment is actually kind of having that realization both physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So that's my definition of embodiment.
Awesome.
That's a
Fantastic
long answer. Yeah.
That's great. And we just had Kate's picture come up there because I'm going to be chatting with Kate in a second.
Yeah.
You've
Cool.
seen it on the screen too. So
I did, yeah.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I love this conversation around what's embodiment, and thanks for your take on it. You've got a lot of history and experience with that. So looking forward to your class, and fantastic to reconnect with you.
Definitely, Paul.
I'll just stop the video now and we'll have a chat a bit more. Thanks, Mark.
No problem.